Mashloke
Brahmashloke
Bhakti Bhavati Naishike
Bhakti Naishti. If you want, I can recite.
Yes,
It becomes faster. Yeah. Nitya Atma Vyaya Shuddha Sarvagaha Sarvavit Paraha Dhakte Sha Atmano Lingam Mayaya Visrajan Guna Nitya Atma Vyaya Shuddha Svarga Sarvavit Paraha Dhakte Sha Atmano Lingam
Lingam
Mayaya Visrajan Guna
Aya Visnajan Guna
Nitya Atma Vyaya Shuddha
Nityatmaya Shuddha
Sarvagaha Sarvavit Paraha
Sarvaga Savitparaha
Atmano Lingam
Tatte Swatmano Lingam
Mayaya Visrajan Guna
Maya Visnajan Gunan
Nitya Atma Vyaya Shuddha Sarvaga
Sarvavitparaha Tatte Swatmano Lingam Mayaya Visnajan Gunan.
What word meaning, translation, purport? Was divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Nityaha eternal Atma spirit soul Avyayaha inexhaustible Shuddhaha with no material tinge Sarvagaha qualified to go anywhere in the material or spiritual world Sarvavit full of knowledge Paraha transcendental to material conditions Dhatte accepts Asau that Atma or living being Atmanaha of the self Lingam a body Mayaya by the material energy Visrajan creating Gunan various material qualities Translation purport by Divine Grace The spirit soul, the living entity, has no death, for it eternal and inexhaustible. Being free from material contamination, he can go anywhere in the material or spiritual worlds. He is fully aware and completely different from the material body, but because of being misled by misuse of his slight independence, he is obliged to accept subtle and gross bodies created by the material energy and thus be subjected to so-called material happiness and distress. Therefore, no one should lament for the passing of the spirit soul from the body. Purport. Okay. Hiranyakashipu very intelligently described the position of the soul. The soul is never the body, but is always completely different from the body. Being eternal and inexhaustible, the soul has no death. But when the same pure soul desires to enjoy the material world independently, he is placed under the conditions of material nature and must therefore accept a certain type of body and suffer the pains and pleasures thereof. This is also described by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 13.22. Karanam guna sangosya sat asadyoni janmashu. The living entity is born in different families or species of life because of being infected by the modes of material nature. When conditioned by material nature, the living entity must accept a certain type of body, which is offered by nature under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridesha arjuna tishtati brahmyam sarva bhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjun, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. This is Bhagavad Gita 18.61. The body is just like a machine, and according to the living entity's karma, he is offered a particular type of machine to move here and there under the control of material nature. This continues until he surrenders to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mama eva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Until he surrenders, the conditioned soul is carried from life to life by the arrangement of material nature. Devrandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha चैतन्यामनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद।
हरे
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
पदाय कृष्ण
पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे।
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we were asked to speak about the practical situation with Srimad Bhagavatam, but I will say more Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is Lila, Chaitanya Lila, which is happening all over the world, and especially in the country that we come from, in Russia. Somehow we will try to glorify Srila Prabhupada. As you may know or not know, I don't know, once he came to Russia in 1971, as we mentioned before, just for a couple of days with few devotees who follow him. And, you know, this secret service not let him go too much because he was from foreign country, and it was the, you know, this, like you say, metal fence, so-called metal fence, so the other countries cannot influence Russia to Soviet Union. So he stayed in a hotel, and by the arrangement of Krishna, one young human met him on the street, on the Tverskaya Street, one of the main streets. Anatoly Penyaev, his name. Later he became another Shanti Prabhu. So he's just a couple of days was instructed by Srila Prabhupada, and after that the movement in Russia was grow like a the snowball, you know.
Snowball effect.
Yeah. So just a few interesting points, maybe you know or not know. This Anatoly Penyaev, which is Ananta Shanti, later on the instruction, by the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, he was married for the French devotee, Mandakini. I know just one funny story about her. Maybe you also know this. How the Srimad Bhagavatam came to Russia. This Mataji Mandakini bring it to Russia on the train.
And she got married to
Ananta Shanti. Yeah. So she was traveling by the train. You know, it was very difficult to cross the border by the train because, you know, they always go with the dogs, and they check everything in your belongings. You know, you cannot just freely go. And there is no no machine which scan. They check it everything. So she, and you know, this is like a special foreign philosophical literature. You cannot go inside the Russia with a foreign, you know.
It was in English.
Yeah, and but you know, somehow she get it. But the funny story how it happens. Just before the crossing the border, she was actually nervous and praying to Krishna. I don't know how. I have an instruction from you know, my Guru Maharaj somehow to bring Bhagavatam to Russia, but I don't know how to do it. They will immediately take it out from me and put me to the jail. You know, for and at least for some time, because she's a foreigner. But you know, it can be a big problem. So she started to pray to Krishna, and I think it was the next apartment in this train. There was, by the arrangement of Krishna, was going the one Indian how you say counselor from the embassy. Indian from embassy going from Europe to Russia by train, the same, like, you know, next apartment. So she started to speak with him, and she, Mandakini Maharaj has this plan illegally bring Bhagavatam to Russia. So when he goes out of his apartment, she
It was
put
Gita or Bhagavatam, bro?
Bhagavatam, and she put the book into his bag. But this person is not allowed to be searched. They are under protection of the law. You cannot go. You cannot check what they bring with them. You cannot go to their apartment. You cannot go to counselor. This is property of foreign country, property of India. So she put the book into his bag, and when all these the police officers come, immediately they search her stuff completely, everything. If this situation will not happen, they immediately take this book and take her to the jail. So she put this book to his bag.
Without his knowledge.
Yeah.
He did not know.
Of course not. This is this is very interesting. He didn't know she put it, and when this everything happened, she of course he approached him and said, "I'm sorry, but we bring this." The heritage of India, the book. I was afraid that it was taken by police officers. I put it into bag. So okay, yes.
This is with multiple books, no?
Huh?
Bhagavatam, multiple.
Only one book was there.
Only one.
Which counter I don't remember exactly. No, of course it was like maybe two books, not more. But it's
And this person was Indian.
Yeah. It was Indian, like a counselor or the embassy worker, which is cannot be searched by police officer. How it's happening, it was arranged by Krishna. Otherwise she will go to jail. You cannot bring foreign literature into Russia in that period of time. I just was the beginning, and I know. And after that, of course, so many things in Russia happened. I don't want to put you so much into this history, but just a few moments that. For example, when this movement started, this Ananda Shanti started to preach somehow. I want you to understand that in this period of time, devotees didn't have anything, connected with spiritual consciousness. They even didn't have the dhoti and saris. So the Mataji used the curtains as a sari, and the Prabhus used this table sheets, white into the dhoti. And sometimes they will make an announcement center of St. Petersburg, and there's so many people, dark and gray, like obsidian, and suddenly some young human start to take off their dress and put the curtains and the table sheets onto them. What's happening? And it's hard. Can you imagine how strange it was?
New people were doing like this.
Just the people in the park was sitting and the waters. They put in curtains instead of this regular human clothes, and these table sheets white put like this. And somehow they don't know for sure how. But the
New people.
the devotees and the new people was just shocked. What is happening? Who is this? But the enthusiasm of this so devotees was so powerful that very soon, my Guru Raj tell me the stories that they had such a powerful kirtan in the apartment in St. Petersburg that the down floor apartment, which is not the regular Soviet people in St. Petersburg, their windows was crashed, from the Mridanga players, and these windows are goes out. But these people were so afraid they don't even call to police because there's some kirtan is happening. They never heard this. This is Soviet Union is so quiet, and the kirtan and their windows are broken. Can you imagine? And they afraid and they don't call police even because they don't know what's happening. Nobody understand what is happening. And once there was a big when some senior devotees and Prabhupada disciples came to Russia. It was beginning maybe early 80s. St. Petersburg, the main square, maybe 200 devotees from Soviet Union. They came, big the crowd of people, and they start lying down. And of course, immediately all these police departments came there also because there was a strange happening. Nothing's happened like this in Russia before, because if you just put your head up, they will immediately get you because you're against the Soviet government or what is happening. 200 devotees came on this, and immediately 400 police officers came. All the police department came, and this telling this story, and one the big fat police officer was this head. He said, "Stop, stop!" Like cousin, "Immediately stop!" And just stop. So the waters let's stop for a while. Everybody, now go home. Everybody, and if you don't go home, we can put you all to the jail. But you cannot put like 200 people into the jail. They were just, "Oh, come on, how did that go?" So they got my Guru Maharaj into the police car, the jail car, immediate dedication. But the what is was and the funny thing that the regular people was so much like it, the usual people. So they approached this officer saying, "What you doing? They don't do nothing bad. Why you taking me to the car?" Can you imagine in New York, you approach a police officer, yeah, take out this boy from the car. And they approached him, they take him out from the car. He didn't do anything bad. No, go away, he will go to jail. No, he will not go to jail. Immediately put him out of the car. Everybody go. So, these regular people, non-devotees, they approach this car and start to push it like, and say, "Take him out of the car, or we'll drop this car." This downward. They started to put, and she said, "Okay, let's put him out." So they release him. Can you imagine this? This was how devotees they won this struggle. Of course, after that but somehow they pushed them away. But this after this few situations like this, the government was very concerned about what is happening. So they start to hunting for the devotees because of this powerful enthusiasm that was given by Srila Prabhupada to the first devotees, the movement starts to grow. There was, of course, situations like Kazi with Lord Chaitanya, they put devotees to the jail. And there's a lot of movies and interviews with senior devotees from Russia. There are just a couple of stories. Maybe I tell the one Mataji, her husband was in the litigation process. So the judge, it was like a prosecutor, was kind of very angry, and on this this article, not article, but how to say, restrict the law. They couldn't find the law. Why you put the devotee to the jail? What do you think they use? How do you think? What type of huh?
Yeah. What to punish? How to punish?
Yeah, how to punish devotees? How to punish devotees? So can you imagine what stupid ideas they got? Organizing a community which harms the health to the body because they made the experts' opinion that vegetarian food harms the body. And when you organize community that who are vegetarian, it harms the body of people. So you go to jail because you're against the health of the people. The water was sitting like 5 years. So this Mataji, she was like against because her husband was captured and they will immediately go to jail. And when this prosecutor, the judge, he announced this sentence that you go for jail for 5 years. She get up and damn him. I dare you. You're person. children become the devotee. Of course, how can the devotee there somebody with this blessing? He said, "What? Get off help on this go." But as I remember, her husband, he diseased in the jail. He left his body. It was like then this I told you before. There's the foreign devotees know about the situation. They start to make activity. So this after that, this method prayers all down. The Russia and America started to communicate, and so the government released. But this devotee left his body. And his mother told the story.
He was American?
No, he was a Russian. He left his body, but his wife, she after 10 years, maybe more, 12 years, 15 years, she telling the story that she already was an old lady, and some devotees take care of her. And one day, some devotee, he bring the prasadam to her, and she started to communicate with him. It's very strange face, like, I know you before. No, you don't know me. Tell me about you something. Oh, I was like, my father was a judge, actually. Oh, what kind of judge? She started to ask him, this is the children, the son of this judge who was there, like, by this mother, his children will become devotees. So the children of this judge by blessing of devotees become a devotee, like, take care of her. This judge takes his husband who take care of her, and a lot of stories like this. It's like your skin becoming and all the hairs stuck like this. Anyway, so it was before, but now situation is a little bit different. By the mercy of senior devotees, it's completely different. The senior devotees was so powerful to preach over Russia. They they immediately took the sannyas, even the Grihastha. They come to the program with collar like this. And the temple president asked, why you come like this? You are Grihastha. No, I'm not Grihastha, but you have wife and children at home. I'm not Grihastha, I'm Brahmachari. Because they was realization, it was realization. So they was reinstated in their mind. And because they immediately don't want to be associated with any material things. They were so fanatic. So if somebody become a devotee or invite devotee to their apartment, immediately devotee come to this namahato, and take all the stuff away, his television, the TV, and they throw it from the window. Once my Guru Maharaj tell me, they come to some apartment, and the owner of this apartment, the new devotee, he go to buy some food and to cook some prasadam. And on the way back to his apartment, he seen that this devotee he just invited, bringing his table out for the garbage. Excuse me, what are you doing? This is my table. Oh, why you need table? You don't need table. You can eat on the floor. This is mine. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they was they were so fanatic. So they because of this hard fanatic, good fanatic, the consciousness, the movement they go forward. But several years, maybe 10 years, 15 years, Hare Krishna movement was associated with some strange, sector, because devotees was left their families, left their property just to surrender to Krishna and preach. But it was, it was very important to begin this to start. Now, of course, situation is different, but it is even more interesting what is happening now in Russia. For example, if you go for Russian, it's not it's a small part of Russia. It goes Sadhu Sangha Festival. We have the same Sadhu Sangha Festival in the Black Sea. south part of just a small part of Russia. From people from Moscow, St. Petersburg, and the south cities going there. Before COVID, it was like 7,000 devotees festival. It's just only some Rehaskas who can, some brahmacharis to distribute prasadam, some Prabhupada disciples come. 7,000 because this tourist base cannot not allowed to get more people, accommodate more people. That's only the Ukrainian festival. It's like 13,000 Russia, Ukraine. It was the biggest festival I ever seen. 13,000 devotees in a small village. It was like a small village, but become like a town of devotees. It's more than my pool, 13,000 devotees is the festival. 13. It was. It's just a one festival, So it's very interesting how the movement grows into this. We are involved mostly in Harinam Sankirtan in Moscow. It was started with only one group, maybe 15 years ago. One senior disciple, Krishnadas Kaviraj Prabhu, a disciple of Govinda Maharaj. He was instructed by Govinda Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Govinda Swami, to stop on just book distribution, but to start developing Harinam. So they started few brahmacharis. After some period, 10 years after, there is this, like a 7 maybe super highly qualified group in Moscow. Only one Moscow. It's also Moscow area. And you should understand, it's still illegal. From town to town, situation is different. But in Moscow, you cannot go Harinam, especially in this period of time, especially in the COVID time. One was on the COVID time, there was not allowed to go to the streets. Not to gather together, to go to the streets. So they were just 1 month sitting home, 2 months sitting home, 3 months. They started, why are we sitting home? Yeah, because this is a law. Oh, we don't get no law. Let's go for some small thing. So they started, like now again, 10 people, 15 people, 20 people, again, 40 people, 100 people, without mask. Everybody's going in mask, it's a law. The devotees cannot go in mask because they need to chant.
In one time they put mask here like this, only. Что? Как для вида.
Just to be shown.
Да я просто хотел.
So the Janardan Harinam organized this Harinam of Moscow in the center of Moscow, and it becomes, it's still COVID period. 80 people come, 100 people come, because devotees was sitting home. They went to church. It's 120 people come, and they, by arrangement of Krishna, they meet on the street. The chief of police department of Moscow with his wife just walking. So he see, what the hell is happening? This is COVID period. Why Hare Krishna is 120 people on the street chanting without mask? So he immediately called the police department, take all of these Hare Krishnas out of the streets. So, but this day was also different Harinam, but police immediately rented, so they put everybody into the jail. They started more than 60 cases. The court cases against. So I was sitting like 7 hours in the prison with all the devotees who was preaching and making kirtan, prasadam distribution, like everything. And we go to the main lawyer in ISKCON Russia. He flies to do something with this. And one next day, already they released us, of course, they made these cases. Okay? Your prosecutor will be like a few days after, but the lawyer come, with this case, a lot of applications and the papers, trying to deal with this. So he came to police station. And I'm aware of ISKCON. Where are all these cases? The police officer. Oh, what kind of cases? You started 60 cases. Yeah. We finished it. What do you mean we finished it? No, it's okay. We know you. You're nice guys. It was just a call from the chief of police department. We started and we finished it next day. So it is happened because of the good relations with local authorities. Actually, Krishnadas Kaviraj Prabhu, like 7 years ago, maybe 8, he started very interesting program. This is the wanted to share with you. Of course, you have different situations in the United States, but situation sometimes change from time to time. It can be changed. But what we do in Russia, we started this celebration program. If you go to police department, the regular day with the present, you'll go to jail because it's a bribe. If you give some cake or some incense or books, it can be like bribe, But there is a special day arranged by Krishna in the calendar, the police day. We have the police day, and we have a New Year day, and we have the city day, the day of the Moscow was set up. And we also have the Victory Day in Second World War. So these are 4 days a year. You can go to any official state or department of Moscow, even police, to give the presents and say, thank you so much that you are protecting us from the criminals. The first he started, of course, they push him away. But he tried, from time to time. Now, what's happening now? After several years,
They're waiting.
we're not only waiting. We just realized that this the box we have with 10 big cakes, prasadam cakes. When you take this box with 10 cakes, but the police department has this bulletproof window, citizens can come and make application that was criminals, and they have this the hole in this window. So this hole is the same size as the box with 10 cakes. So we come and put them into this window, and they and this camera is watching, the city hall is watching, and all this. They make photo with Hare Krishnas. So the Madhus come, very beautiful dress, and Prabhus come. Just into the police officer, we in the cakes and in the incense, because in the jail there's a very bad smell. Because some people who's living on the streets, they often go to police, and police officers don't like. And when they come, they you bring these small sticks with you, which is good for smelling. Oh yeah, we go. So the program was so nice that in this moment only Hare Krishnas allowed to go for the streets because it's like strange times now in Russia also. And nobody can allow more than 2 or 3 people together immediately take away others. 100 people. No. We have Maha Harinam. Maha Harinam in same days, but it's 4 days a year. All groups they come together like rivers, together to glorify the holy name. So it's about 400 devotees, 4 times a year in the center of Moscow, just a few meters from Red Square, they chanting, and police just staying and watching. Sometimes it's completely illegal. How can you do it? And because we have this time of good relations by the mercy of senior devotees, and devotees do the right way. Sometimes book distributors they go to jail because they legally selling something. If you're legally selling something, you need to go to make some protocol. And once was the story, and this devotee, book distributor, was sitting in jail for a couple of hours, waiting for his line to be prosecuted. And another officer coming to this police department, who's that? And this officer answered, this Hare Krishnas distributing illegal distributing books. Who? The Hare Krishnas. Oh, this nice guy who's chanting Hare Krishna on the streets. Hey, he's a nice guy, take him away. Happened that because of nice, well organized and like a festival style Harinam, which city likes actually. Nobody likes when something strange happening, but when it's beautiful marketplace and well-dressed prabhus and nice music, not loud, not too much sound, not too much judging, not too much mridanga, but very nicely, nice melodies is going. The procedure is going. Everybody likes it. They enjoy it and dance. The cameras also watching the city cameras. Nothing bad is happening. People dancing. Yeah, let it be. They don't ask money from government to organize this. So this is how we follow in Moscow. We're doing like a festival style. We communicate with police officers now. And nowadays we also organize the mantra festival, like in Prabhupada times, this mantra dance festival, San Francisco somewhere. Some devotees they organize this mantra festival many years already. They like 1,000 people come to they rent the big, this how to say concert hall, so which famous artists, they chanted Hare Krishna mantra there. And also once, yes, in Russia here, also organized this festival, как он назывался?
Этот как его, Галука Фест.
Galoka festival, yeah. So we rent the biggest stadium in Moscow and invite everybody, and the thousands of people come, the new people. What's happening? So they like sitting like this. First 1-2 hours the lecture and the Indian, entertainment, then the lecture and the kirtan, and after this, in the end of program, the same every year. These people starting to run around the garage ground because there's a big cake on the top of the garage, and the new people, and of course, it's so many preaching programs. Actually, we have before we had a temple that was rent in the center of Moscow. We still have it, but now devotees bought the big one. Temple is like more than 30,000 square feet. I think it's more than no, not 30,000, more than 100,000 square feet. This is building from the factory. The one factory, it was sold to devotees. It's like more than 45 feet higher. This how you say?
Ceiling.
floor.
Ceiling.
Yeah. It's a lot of air. You will not be, feel bad in Kirtan because a lot of different rooms. They bought it like maybe 5 years ago, but they still try to construct it because so many square feet, into somewhere. There are nice restaurant, and the teachers department, and this department, Kirtan department, some school, Kirtan school. We also have beside the Moscow Sankirtana ashram. Actually, when we say in Russia Sankirtana, this is different. Some difference in understanding the term. In Russia, it means book distribution. If you speak about chanting street, we say Harinam. I don't know how it happened, but because if we go to Europe and we say we have some Kirtan devotees, what do you need? I mean, we have 3 Sankirtan devotees, but you 18 people. Why you have only 3 Sankirtan devotees? You all Sankirtan devotees, but we are, Harinam, it's chanting, but we call in Russia Sankirtan devotees, the devotees who distribute the books. This is a small difference. In the United States, different, yeah? Sankirtan devotees means chanting, yeah? And who distribute books means book distributors. But if you say in Russia, I go for Sankirtan, it means you go for book distribution. I don't know how to. So we have Sankirtan ashram, which is, specially made for brahmacharis who distribute the books in Moscow. They stay in the nice wooden house with banya, and big territory. So deities, and people can come there for weekend program distribution, and they every day go to several people every day. They take part in marathon. Some they organize the group Harinam group, so it become Harinam Sankirtan group. So they started like 5 days Harinam during the week every day for 40 hours chanting and distribution. So it was very inspired. We also have Bhaktivedanta
You
ashram for the ashram of devotees who more study, study the shastras.
only studies.
Only study. Oh, a lot of senior devotees come from there with well qualified in shastras.
What is that called, bro?
Bhaktivedanta ashram.
Okay.
It is like very close to Moscow. Yes.
It's Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj.
Okay.
He organized this. Yeah.
So that is for how much time? How many?
It's more than 20 years. I don't know.
No.
Um,
When they come together, how many days they do that reading?
No. I mean, this is like the ashram for devotees who study shastras.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
Full time.
Yeah,
Full
full
time.
time.
Full time. Some devotees can go for somewhere, but the Sankirtan ashram, there is devotees, they do Sankirtan, I mean, book distribution, and this Bhaktivedanta ashram, maybe, they go deeply into shastras, they would lectures and so but they also take part in Harinam, but not so, so often as the Sankirtan ashram. And another two ashrams around Moscow we have, and also the new Maple project was started hundreds of
Prabhu, those brahmacharis are full time for this Vidyashram.
Yeah.
Full time. And what services they may do? They may have some.
They're preaching, of course, they're preaching. The many of them come to America actually. They just don't announce where they come from Bhaktivedanta ashram. They preach all over the world because they're speakers, they know shastras very well. One devotee will come soon, I hope. His name is Savagya. Knows that Krishna's name Savagya, the one who knows everything. When you meet with Savagya Prabhu,
So intelligent.
this is the incarnation of Vyasadeva.
Yeah.
He completely knows everything.
Everything.
He can quote any song from any scripture. It's too brilliant, Wow. So many people, so wonderful to have this kind of devotees. So a lot of things happening now. We just was speaking about Moscow. Can you imagine how much big? We just yesterday checked information. This is still biggest country by territory in the world. In every city, there's a temple and also ashram and mother's ashram, brahmachari ashram. From Moscow to Vladivostok. I know because I used to travel with my Guru Maharaj. He was preaching, I was making this online streaming, many cities. Any city he go, a lot of devotees. There's so many devotees, they become more and more. Some public program, people come. Now in Russia, there is a, how you say, when it is 5 minutes before prasadam, you feel
Hunger.
So this is a hunger for spiritual knowledge in Russia. Yeah, but we also see that European people also have this when we do Harinam Sankirtan in Europe, because people just approach to us to ask, who are you, what are you doing, give us the books. In last Harinam tour in Europe, in Italy, we was run out of English books. Okay, because this book distribute all. So we go to GBC in Madrid. Do you have more books now? No, you distribute too much. We don't have more books. Oh, really? We have only 1 week left somewhere. No. I can send you only Spanish books. But we are in Italy. How can we distribute Spanish books? That's all I have. Okay, give us. So he sent us books. I approached our book distributors, Matters, 3 months. They were actually the best, But I said, okay, this is the more interesting story begins. We have only Spanish books in Italy, so just you need to try to find, people from Argentina, from Spain, or from where else, It is a special mission, more difficult. We can say, okay, we try to distribute, but we come to Bergamo, which is a small city close to Milano. Bergamo, Spanish people. This is impossible. And the bus with old people from Spain come. And people from Czech Republic approach. Give us something. You're so wonderful. Give us something. We have books to show you. No, we speak only Czech. Please give us book for Spanish. So people are hungry for spiritual knowledge. So we don't need to preach. We
Joy.